Hey, you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo! I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Ow! Damn it, Janet. Right on my ring. Available Thanksgiving 2026 and a half. The album, Dad, Shimmy Shimmy, AF. Bye-bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old boys drinking whiskey and rye, singing, Justice for Puss Puss! Justice for Puss Puss the cat! Beast! How are you guys doing today? Okay, so, listen, Linda, today we're going to talk about Jaclyn Hill. She's had it. She has had it with all of you haters out there. All of you cat haters, cat lovers, you puss lovers. We're going to talk about Puss the cat. I have followed this closely. Hold on, I need a little lip gloss first. We're going to talk about Puss the cat. Jaclyn Hill has finally spoken out and addressed Puss the cat. Has she addressed the Cozy brand? No. Has she addressed the bankruptcy of her company? No. But she has addressed the cat, okay? She has addressed justice for Puss. So, in many Instagram stories today. So, we're going to talk about that in just a second. But before I do, I have some things I want to tell you, okay? Now, I just want to say, if you're one of those people that just love to get right into the drama, give me just a few minutes, okay? I'm going to tell some stories. This is kind of how I warm up into getting into the drama. If you don't like my stories, just fast forward. I'm sure somebody has time-stamped it and all that. That's fine, okay? I just want to tell you what my day has been like so far, okay? So, last night, I watched the newest episode of The Last of Us. Oh, that show is so good. I did not play the video game, okay? I don't know the last time that I played a video game, maybe Mario Kart, and I don't know, 2001 or something like that. That was probably the last time I played a video game, okay? But, so people are like, did you play the video game? No, I did not play the video game. I don't know anything about the video game, but I will tell you the show is fantastic. So I watched the second episode of The Last of Us last night, and then I watched the final 2 episodes of the show on Apple TV that is called Truth Be Told with Octavia Spencer. Okay, why did I not know about this show before? Do you guys know about this show? Octavia Spencer plays a journalist turned true crime podcaster, and so each season kind of follows a case. It very much reminds me of like True Crime, and it also very much reminds me of True Detective, which is coming back with a new season this year with Jodie Foster, and that is like one of my favorite shows of life. Anyway, Octavia Spencer is fantastic. I mean, the supporting cast is fantastic in this show. It is so well done and so good, you guys. I mean, to tell you, it is probably one of the best shows I have ever watched in my life. So I finished the first season last night. I watched the last 2 episodes, and then I started the second season, which has Kate Hudson in it as well, and I watched the first 2 episodes, and I went to bed because I had an MRI this morning. So, I go to my MRI. Now, I just have to tell you, okay, I'm not super claustrophobic, but I also am not, like, real into trying to put me into small spaces, okay? Don't put me in a box in the corner. Like, just don't put baby in the corner, all right? I don't love all that kind of stuff, right? Kind of freaks me out a little bit. Like, if I had to do one of those reality shows where they bury you alive, no, I couldn't do it, okay? That's where I'd be like, I'm out, okay? You can have your $500,000, I'm out. I'm not being buried alive. That's not happening. I don't like all that, okay? So, anyway, I go and I do these open MRIs when I have to have them, but they're not really open. Like, I was trying to explain this to my friend Tanya Jean. She's like, well, they're open, aren't they? I go, well, they're really like 2 pancakes on top of each other, and you're still like underneath it, but your head is kind of like the top of your head is kind of out. They tell you can look to the side, and like even the one that I was in like had windows all around it, so you could look like outside, but that even kind of made me more panicky. And so they were playing music, and she was like, what music do you want to listen to? And it was like country music and all this stuff. Oh, I digress. Before I even got into the MRI, I was sitting out there, and I was rather comfortable. I came in with my Diet Coke, and I was sitting there, and I was filling out the paperwork, and the woman that worked in the waiting area, it was just she and I. She was so she was like, oh, I love Diet Coke, too, and I was like, oh, my God, and she's like, and I love coffee, and I was like, I love coffee, and she had her water in her Starbucks cup, and I was like, oh, my God, I drink water in a Starbucks cup. I mean, basically, we were like soul sisters, okay, and so, like, we were so connecting, and so we were, like, sharing stuff, and she was, like, telling me stories about, like, where she likes to travel, and I was telling her stories about that. that. And she was telling about this winter storm that she had to drive in, and she lives real close to, okay, she was real nice. Everybody at this place was real nice, right? So then she goes, okay, are you ready to go back? And I said, yeah, I'm ready to go back. And so I go and I reach down and to put my bag on, because I carry my bag everywhere with me, right? And she goes, oh, you have a man purse? I was like, oh, okay, girl. So now you want to, I thought we were friends, see? See, this is where it's not cute. I thought we were friends, okay? I go, oh, this right here? She goes, yeah, that man bag, that man purse. I go, oh. She goes, I'm just interested. She goes, you know, women, we keep lipstick and all kinds of things in our man bag. I'm like, well, yeah, lip gloss, I keep that in my bag as well. She goes, what do you keep in your bag? And I said, well, I keep my reading glasses because I can't see, you know, 1 foot in front of my face. I said, but today, I just thought, listen, you want to know? Listen, Linda, okay, if you're going to go for my purse, we're going to go all in, okay? I said, but truth be told, I said, I don't like to wear underwear, so I brought my own today. She just looked at me and she took me back. She goes, we're going to change in the changing room now. I said, oh, we or me? She goes, well, you are, and here's the pants and all this kind of stuff. Then she tried to booger me. She goes, do you want, what size pants do you want, 2XL? I was like, girl, seriously? Okay, we went from being Diet Coke sisters to calling me having a purse, which I don't really care, I could care less, to wanting to try to get me 2XL that's going to fall down to my knees. I was so mad. So then I go in and I have this MRI, okay, which my husband likes because he says it kind of sounds like techno music, which I guess, like, in some kind of dream state, maybe it does, because it's like, but anyway, so she was real sweet, the technician that gave me the MRI, because like she could tell I was kind of panicky, right? So she's like, well, what kind of music do you want? I was like, I don't know, something soft. She's like, classical. I go, oh no, that'll freak me out. Like, I feel like I'm in some kind of show or something, some movie, you know? And she's like, I don't know, like country. I go, country's fine. So we'll, because I do love country songs, okay? I mean, I'm sober. Sober people love country music. So I'm like, okay, let's listen, because I mean, that's basically our lives, okay? I mean, drinking and divorce, it's basically our lives. And getting arrested and things like that. So I was like, okay, country music. So she makes me put earbuds in and then big headphones over. I couldn't hear this country music to save my life. And then she told me it was 25 minutes, and I'm counting in my head because she'd say, okay, one more picture. This one's 6 minutes. So I was counting it. We were at about 32 minutes, and she came on and she said, we've only got 15 more minutes. I was like, this bitch is a liar straight from the pit of hell. My Lord, she's put me through straight hell in here. And I'm like this. And I'm like, oh my God, get me out of this machine. And they have this squeeze ball that you squeeze, like if you're going to panic, you don't freak out. I was just like, don't squeeze the ball, Peter. Don't squeeze the ball. You can make it through this thing. You can make it through this thing. So I made it through, right? But then I was so stressed out after that. I was like shaking and stuff. So I walk out, I, you know, change and all that kind of stuff. And I walk out into the waiting area, and the woman's like, she's like, hi, how did it go? And I was like, it went fine. And I just walked out. I was like, it was real nice seeing you. I said, thanks a lot. So anyway, like that, I was going to give her no attention over that purse. I threw that purse over my shoulder and left that appointment. But then I was so excited because they had a Perkins right across the street. Now, if y'all don't know what Perkins is like an IHOP or a Denny's, but they like to think of themselves a little classier. So I go into Denny's, or I go into Perkins, right? And I haven't been to one in forever because they've closed most of them down in Indiana. So I go into Perkins. Now, I don't know if you know this, but I have a little bit of a history with Perkins because the night that I got sober, I drove and hit the side of Perkins, like where their kitchen was, and it wasn't pretty. So anyway, but that Perkins no longer exists, okay? That's now a Chipotle strip mall. So I go into this Perkins, and the waitress is super nice, and we're talking and all kinds of stuff, and I order an omelet, okay, cheese and hash browns inside the omelet. It was delicious. I got omelet, hash browns on the side. I put it all on my Instagram story if you want to go see it. I got coffee. You get a pot of coffee, okay, over at the Perkins. Where can you get a pot of coffee these days for free? I don't know, right? So, and I got biscuits and jam, and I guess we call it jelly in the Midwest. But anyway, so then she comes over to me, and I was getting ready to check out. She goes, what piece of pie do you want? And I go, what? And she goes, it's free pie Monday at Perkins. Didn't you know that? I go, what? She goes, it's free pie Monday at Perkins. I was like, oh my God, I get free pie on top of all this. What did I do to deserve this? So I got my free pie. I got peanut butter pie. I love peanut butter pie so much. But anyway, so then I book my Uber to go home, right? So I look on this Uber app, and it says the guy has like 8,500 rides or something, which is a lot, right? So I get in the back of this Uber, and I said to the guy was like real nice at first. I was like, hey, how are you? He's like, I'm good, blah, 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 whatever. I go, 8,500 rides? Like, that's a lot of rides. He goes, yep, and today's my last ride, or my last day. And I go, it is? And he goes, yeah. He goes, Uber can suck my D. And I'm like, okay, I guess we're a little angry. He's like, it's the worst MFing company I have ever worked for, and I've been in sales for 25 years, and I'm telling you, I've driven for Uber for years, and this MFing company, and MF this, and MF that, and these effers, and blah, 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 and I'm so tired of Uber, and I'm telling you, Uber's going to be out of business in 2 years. I'm like, you want to put some money on that? Because I don't think Uber's going to be anywhere out of business in 2 years. I'm so tired of Uber and blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff. And he's complaining, and I'm listening to him, and I feel real bad, right? Because he's telling me these stories, and I go, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. He's like, yeah, and I've been in sales for 25 years, and yeah, and I don't understand why none of these effers are wanting to hire me. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I might have a pretty good idea of why some of these efforts don't want to hire you. So anyway, so at the end of the ride, he kind of settled down a little bit, you know, because I have that calming effect on people. And I said to him, I said, so what's your plan going forward? And he said, I'm working in hotel management. He goes, I think customer service is more my thing. Okay, girl. Okay. I said, well, best of luck to you. I said, and it was really kind of cool to be part of your last day. He goes, what does that mean? I was like, well, I don't know. Just let me out of this car, please. So anyway, so that was my day so far. Now at 11 minutes and 39 seconds, please somebody timestamp that. We're going to talk about Jaclyn Hill and Puss Puss, Justice for Puss Puss. So, but I would love just to get on here every day and let you guys know what my day was like in a real, like, funny way. Because that's basically, you know, the thing about, I was, like, sitting in Perkins and I talked to this mom. She had, like, a 2-year-old daughter. And the daughter was so, like, y'all know, like, I don't have kids. I choose not to have kids. Kids usually scream and cry in restaurants and, you know, wail and all that kind of stuff. And so I'm not real into kids in restaurants. No offense, okay? Like, my husband and I, we talk about this all the time. When I was a little kid, to go to a restaurant was like a special treat, all right? Now, I know that parents can't afford babysitters and things like that, and that's why they take kids to restaurants. I totally get it, okay? And I understand that, right? But, you know, like, it's just for me, like, when kids are crying in a restaurant, I'm kind of like, can I pull my eye sockets out? Don't come for me. I know it's whenever I make a statement like that in a rant video or whatever, people are like, blah, 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 blah. Okay, who out there in your right mind, lasso of truth around you, loves a crying kid in a restaurant? Could you raise your hand? Or how about on a plane? When you're trapped on an airplane and there's a crying infant behind you, who loves that? Now, I know your parents can't do anything about it. I get that, okay? We all want you to. We all expect you to. We know that if the infant wants to cry, the infant's going to cry. We get it, right? Okay. But this child was being so well behaved. She was silent. She had a little kitty cat stuffed animal on the table, and she was watching this little tablet thing, and her mom was feeding her, and she was like such a good eater. And so I started talking to the mom, and I said, she is so well behaved. She's like, well, I love to take her out like once or twice a week, and just to get out of the house, I'm a stay-at-home mom. And so we were talking and whatever. And I look around and I notice, like, Perkins, like, this is, you want to know what middle America is like? Go to a Perkins, okay? Because it is middle America. And at noon on a Monday, it's like elderly couples that are there for like date lunch, and it's like moms taking their infants out, and it's like grandparents taking their grandkids out that aren't in school. It's like middle America. Oh, and tons of construction workers, and not bad looking either. So anyway, okay, I digress. 9 minutes and 48 seconds. Let's talk about Justice for Puss Puss. So I started getting all these texts about Jaclyn Hill. She starts sounding off on the Instagram story. She's had it, y'all. She's had it, okay? So let me get into my receipts. Hold on a second. My receipts, Whitney. Oh my God, did you hear that Stevie Nicks announced she's going on tour? Rock on, gold dust, Rhiannon rings like a bell through the night, and wouldn't you love to love her? Stand back. Oh God, I love Stevie Nicks so much. Anyway, the closest she's coming is Louisville, I think 2 days before my birthday. I might have to make that my birthday trip. Okay, so Jaclyn Hill, she started posting all of this. I may put it up in the video or I may not. She started posting all of this on her Instagram story. Okay, let's talk. Okay, Here's the situation. My parents went away for a week's vacation, and they left me a cardboard box, said Puss the cat. They left me a cardboard box sitting outside. Okay, let's talk, said Jaclyn. For the past few days, I have been dealing with hundreds, possibly thousands of people messaging me. Well, this is what I want to know. Jaclyn always talks about how, like, oh my God, thousands of people are asking me where I got this sweatshirt. Thousands of people are DMing me about this cat. Girl, in all honesty, as a boss-ass babe CEO, okay, that you are, and how busy you are going to sushi houses in Tampa, I mean, I feel like that's all her and Jordan do is go to sushi houses, and she has to go into her closet and figure out what hoodie and hat she's going to wear for the day. That she's going to link to Amazon so she can make some money so she can pay for her sushi meal. What I don't understand about this is, how do you read all of these DMs from people, okay? I don't even have a 10th of the subscriber count that you do or the following that you do, okay? I mean, you have 8.3 million, something like that, Instagram followers. I know that they're all real, that you think they are, but I don't even have that. I have like 49.9 or something like that, and I can't even possibly keep up with all of the DMs that I get on Instagram and Twitter. How is it you possibly can keep up with thousands, okay? And in fact, in the last 2 to 3 days, if you broke it down into thousands of DMs that Jaclyn Hill was getting about this cat, and you broke that down over 24 hours, I don't have my glasses on, but they're right here. Could somebody do the math for me as to what that would equal in how many DMs she would have to read per hour to equal even 1,000 DMs? Okay, yet another lie that Jaclyn is saying to exaggerate the truth, all right? So she just exaggerated the truth, saying that drama channels were coming for her husband. People let her get away with this. People excuse it, okay? She hasn't addressed the Kayla Nicholson thing with Cozy. She hasn't addressed the bankruptcy thing. And now it's thousands of people are commenting about this cat. Girl, half the people out there don't even know that you have this cat, okay? People don't keep up with you that closely anymore. I know you're so self-absorbed that you think it's thousands of people. And yes, there are people that are very concerned about this cat, because there is concern about this cat that people should have, okay? But no, it's not thousands of people. So she said, hold on a second. Okay, let's talk. For the past few days, I have been dealing with hundreds, possibly thousands of people messaging me, telling me that I stole someone's cat, or that I won't give her her cat back, won't give her her cat back to her, etc. So this is what happened for those of you that don't know, okay? These people came out of the woodwork. I looked at their Instagram account. It's private, okay? They messaged or commented on Jaclyn Hill's, one of her posts, right? And they said, that is our cat, and something to the effect that she's microchipped or something like that. And basically like, we just wanted you to know that she's our cat. Please give us our cat back, something like that, okay? So I looked into their account and whatever, and it looks like a legit account. It really does. And people, like, for a while have been speculating that this cat seems domesticated, okay? And that this cat does not act like a feral cat. Not to mention that Jaclyn Hill lives in a pretty nice neighborhood, okay? So the reality that this feral cat that came from the woods of Florida, okay, came from the swamps of Florida, I don't know how it was like, Puss was like avoiding alligators and avoiding, you know, like all of this. I don't know, it like came out of all of that and it found Jaclyn Hill's house and then it went home to Jaclyn Hill. But a lot of people are saying that this cat that's like rolling around and it's like playing, you know, like and stuff like that, like it seems very domesticated. It doesn't seem that it is this like feral cat that was just like born in the neighborhood and it was a kitten and that it just followed Jaclyn Hill home one day, right? And so a lot of people were like, please get it microchipped, okay? Or go to the vet and see if the cat is microchipped. All right, so that's what she's referencing. These people that came out and said it was their cat. Okay, my battery died right as I was getting into the next part of her comment. So she says, so for those of you who don't know the situation, someone on the internet claimed that it was her cat. She said she lost a cat 4 months ago and she is microchipped. Jordan and I already knew she wasn't chipped, but I swear I even started questioning myself, thinking I did something wrong because of all of these comments, all right? So here are my two issues with this statement. First of all, how in the hell did you and Jordan know that this cat wasn't microchipped? Okay, that's my first statement. Like, I don't understand how you had any clue that this cat was or wasn't microchipped. You have no idea if this cat was, when it was, and what that would look like, okay? There's a lot of animals out there that are microchipped that you cannot tell that they are microchipped. In fact, there are a lot of animals that get scanned at vets that are microchipped, and the vet still can't find the fact that they're microchipped, okay? So there's that, is the first issue. The second issue is that she says on there that she started, you know, she knew that this cat wasn't chipped and all this kind of stuff. But the fact of the matter is she doesn't address it. She doesn't take the cat to the vet until push comes to shove. And this is so consistent with Jaclyn about whatever, okay? Whether it's hairs in the lipsticks, she didn't address it until she absolutely had to. She still hasn't addressed the Cozy brand. Failed launches, you know, people being on her server, 25 million people, she said that at one point. You know, and this is the thing, is that Jaclyn always comes out and addresses things when it's convenient to her, all right? Not when it's convenient to other people or the livelihood of a cat. She does it when it's convenient to her, all right? And, you know, this is where, to me, a lot of people want to talk about the moral integrity of Jaclyn Hill, and a lot of people are super defensive of that. So, you know, I will tell you where it kind of like pushed me over the edge recently, and I said this in videos not too long ago, was when Jaclyn Hill started coming for drama channels and saying that we had said horrible things about her ex-husband John, about his addiction, right? You know, the more I thought about it and the more that I have had time to kind of like simmer on that, the more unsettling that is to me. She's very educated on addiction, okay? She's very educated on addiction and recovery. And, you know, I know that. And Jaclyn and I have had interactions talking about that in private. You know, the fact of the matter is, I've been sober for 28 years. I didn't speak and say anything horrible about John. I only ever offered any kind of assistance. And I know that to be true of most of the drama channels that weren't in recovery, okay? And so when I see that she puts that out there and we get accused, okay, of spreading lies, when I'm sitting here and I'm reading things that are literally receipts based on what she has put out there in the world, okay? Her failed lipsticks, the fact that her brand name is identical to what Kaylin Nicholson's brand name was, the spelling, okay? Or that she claimed that she had 25 million people on a server at the same time. Or that she didn't order enough mystery boxes. Or that she wiped her head with a $100 bill. Or that she wore a canceled dress to a Halloween party. Or on and on and on and on and on. Okay? I am only responding to what Jaclyn Hill and all of these other people put out there. Alright? But to make up a lie that is degrading to us and is really shameful, okay? And I mean, I'm not going to put legal words to this, but to basically get people, because when I read threads out there that were saying, and this is why drama channels are horrible, because they talk horribly about people's addiction. Are you kidding me? Seriously? This one? When? When did I talk about people's addiction? You know? I want to hear that, okay? And I think Jaclyn Hill, in all honesty, I think she owes us an apology for that. For putting that out there into the universe, you know? So no, so Jaclyn Hill wants to put that out there in the universe. I'm going to tell you what she did is, she hyped it up. I'm on her heels. I'm going to be watching every little thing that she does now, okay? Because she wants to paint this picture that we were horrible to her husband and all that kind of stuff. No, girl, that's an ugly picture to paint, especially when you know how supportive the majority of us were of your ex-husband and his recovery, and even you during that time. Most of us were, okay? So anyway, and that speaks to her moral integrity. She can have to sit at home alone and do that. So then somebody DM'd her and said, also, I didn't message you trying to get money. I messaged you because I can't imagine losing my pet and watching a popular influencer continuously post about how much she hated cats while having my cat in her home and backyard. Not everything is about money. Some things are just about doing the right thing. I have followed you from the beginning and supported you through buying your products for years. That's ended. I hope the cat makes it back home to its loving owners. And her response to this is, all of my DMs look like this right now. Will look like this one right now. Honestly, it was making me feel like I did something terribly wrong. Like, obviously, if this cat belongs to someone, I would make sure she got home safely immediately. But Jaclyn, that wasn't the only thing that people were asking you. People were saying to you, if you don't want this cat and you're allergic to cats, because now, back in the day, she said she didn't like cats, and that's why she has dogs. Now, the narrative has changed, and it's that she's allergic to cats, okay? And so, just last week, she posted a picture where the cat scratched her, okay? Hope she don't get, sick because of that, because she's so allergic to cats, but she showed where the cat had scratched her and she was bleeding, right? And so, she's allergic to cats. They keep this cat outside. She doesn't really want this cat inside. And yes, there are outside cats. And yes, the Florida temperature is rather nice and things like that. And I get all that, okay? But why would you, if you don't listen, okay? Listen, Linda. I don't like cats. I think I've made that pretty clear through the years of my videos. If you like cats and you like kittens and kitties and all that kind of... puss for you, okay, all the way. We like what we like, right? I know people don't like dogs. That's okay. I don't force dogs on people. But here's the thing. I'm not a cat person. I'm allergic to cats. My husband is definitely allergic to cats. He can't even walk into somebody's house. His mom had cats for years until I think she turned 26 and finally passed away or something. The cat, not his mom. And, it was this cat that his little brother had for years and years and years and years. And every time we would go over to his mom's house, Alex would have to take an allergy pill before we went over there, right? Alex would never have a cat, and neither would I, because of that. And we don't like cats. That's just, we're dog people. So all of a sudden you get this cat, and why? I don't understand it. And people were saying, if you don't want this cat, and you don't like cats, and you're allergic to cats, rehome the cat. Give it to a cat rescue. Give it to a shelter. Give it to somebody. She could have even done a video where she said, anybody that wants this cat, I'll interview you and whatever, and to give this cat away. It doesn't even really make any sense. In all honesty, as somebody that also doesn't really care for cats, I don't get why she's doing this. I don't understand why she's holding on so tightly to this. So anyway, it wasn't just that people wanted you to give this cat back to these supposed owners. I didn't know if these people were the owners either, So anyway, so she said, so we took her to a vet and recorded it to show the internet proof so people can possibly leave me alone about this. What's interesting to me about this is, and I have a little picture here of Puss the cat, and she said, I told everyone in the waiting room about what was going on, so we were all talking about it, and this was her video that she posted. The interesting thing to me is this, is that, in all honesty, okay, and this is why I believe this is a deflection tactic, so you're now using a stray cat that you brought in, that people are asking you to rehome, that somebody out there, whether it's trolling or they're not trolling, they say it's their cat. Maybe it is their cat, maybe it's not their cat. Call them up on the phone, Jaclyn. I don't know, okay? Say, what's your cat's name? Where's your vet? Have you taken the cat to a vet? Let me call that vet and see. There's a lot of ways you could check this out, okay? It's not just that get a microchipped, So she takes it to this vet, and of course, there's, no microchip in the thing. And so she gets this crinkled piece of paper that is so wrinkled, you guys. It's folded over and it's so wrinkled. And it says on here, owner, Jaclyn Hill, brought in a stray kitten for an assessment of a microchip. Scanned patient for a microchip. No microchip was found. Otherwise appears healthy. No DVM examined patient. Created account under owner's name and information. Why didn't you have a vet? I don't understand that. It says no DVM examined patient. Why didn't you have a vet examine the cat while you were in there? That doesn't make any sense to me. You brought a stray cat home and you went to go take it in to see if it has a microchip. So now on top of this, what people are going to come and say, Jaclyn, is that you're not a good pet owner, okay? Which, for me, she's obviously shown through the years with her dogs that she's a fantastic pet owner, okay? But I don't understand why you wouldn't get this cat checked out while you took it in there to the vet, unless your only purpose for taking it in there, obviously, okay, when push comes to shove, was to show that it wasn't microchipped, like you said. And I know people are going to say this. Anybody could write and type up this piece of paper, okay? And they could. I don't know how real it is. It's just a screenshot of a piece of paper that she took on TV or showed on their Instagram story. And I know she's going to go, oh, and of course now people are saying that's not real. Well, girl, seriously, there are things on here that make it seem like it's real to me. It says that no vet examined your cat. So that, I don't think you would include that if you were just saying, we examined the cat for a microchip. But I don't understand why you did. I don't get that. If you're going to be a good pet owner, why are you not? I don't understand that. Okay, it doesn't make sense to me. So there's just a lot here that's very speculative to me. I will say this, is it's if Jaclyn is using this whole cat debacle, because it is really becoming hot right now in the kitchen as far as the cozy situation, more and more people are bringing this up on literally a daily basis. Like, she can't post anything without somebody talking about the cozy brand, okay? And there are a lot of people that defend her against it, but there's a lot of people that are talking about it, all right? Then on top of that, she has the bankruptcy of Jaclyn Cosmetics, of which she still has not addressed. In fact, on what did she do on that? She doubled down. And she came out with an announcement saying that she had a new release of jewelry from Jaclyn Roxanne jewelry line, right? Another business sales tactic that she's got. So what I'm wondering is her acting like she's so tired of the internet coming for her? Girl, more people are wanting to know what happened with the Cozy brand and what happened with your bankruptcy situation than care about the cat. That's the truth, okay? So if you're using this cat as a deflection tactic because you don't want to talk about the bankruptcy, which is your business that you ask your audience to invest in for years, so really I think it's appropriate that you would address it in a video and say, I know a lot of people want to know what's going on with the Cozy brand, and hell, I just didn't know, and you know, I feel bad about Kaylin Nicholson, and it is what it is, but, you know, I'm going to continue with my brand, and then people will support you or they won't. And as far as, you know, Jaclyn Cosmetics, yes, we had to file for bankruptcy, and we're restructuring the company. I'm telling you in a nice way how you can say it, right? Okay? But if you're focusing on the cat because you want people to get all hyped up about the cat, and you're acting like, oh, I can't deal with the cat, and whatever, okay? And that's your deflection tactic, is talking about the cat and the thousands of DMs you're getting about the cat over the thousands of DMs you've gotten about the Cozy brand and the bankruptcy, and you've never spoken about it. So you're using a cat to deflect off of these bigger issues. To me, that's very telling of who you are as a person. But, you know, it is what it is. So, justice for Puss the cat. Anyway. I guess put in the comment section below what you think would be a great name for this cat. And then it was interesting to me because she said in there, she showed this video, right, of them like all talking about the cat and being in this waiting area, this vet. And she said something about, we were so surprised that the cat did so well in this carrying case. Well, yes, girl, she's a domesticated cat. I mean, a domesticated cat is going to do very well in a carrying case. That should be a sign to you that she's domesticated, that she's not feral. You put a feral cat in a cage like that to take it to the vet, it is going to be aggressive and scratching at the door, most likely, okay? I mean, the fact that you put this cat in there and it's just kind of like, meow, meow, justice for Puss. I mean, the fact that you just put this cat in there and it was completely fine, it was like, hi everybody, I'm a celebrity. You know, I mean, the fact that you did that, you know, I mean, that should be telling of you, right? So anyway, let me know what you all think about that in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.